Big news this, and I think it's harsh. I'm not saying that betting is right, and I'm not saying that, okay? I think within reason and be sensible, yes. But I just feel this 8-month ban, I'm talking about Brentford striker Ivan Toney, England striker, has received an 8-month ban from football after breaking FA betting rules. Toney, who's the Premier League's third top scorer this season with 20, has also been charged 50 grand and warned about his future conduct for his 232 breaches. Now, we don't know what the breaches are yet. Let me say a very good morning. Steve Pope is a psychotherapist, counsellor and life coach. He joins us now. Steve,
morning,
very
Steve.
good morning,
Good morning,
Steve.
Steve.
Morning. Thanks for having me on.
You know, Ivan Toney, how's this going to affect him now? 8-month ban, can't train with his teammates till September. We've got to be careful with his mental health here.
Definitely. I've worked in football a long time. Helping people, players with their mental health. And we all know that gambling is a massive problem, not just in the men's game, but in the women's game.
Really?
And it's there.
Wow.
Because they can't get tested for it, can they? It's a release where they can't get tested, but they sometimes get caught on bank statements. But let's go back to the start. We take kids like you guys were, and you guys, because you're all winners as footballers, all three of you were obsessed with football. So you've got obsessive natures. You wanted to succeed, you wanted to win, you like the high of playing, you like the high of scoring, you like the high of succeeding. The FA and football clubs have created you into what you are, and for them not to give support to people like this poor Brentford player, because we create the kids. I work with kids from the age of 5 up. They're in academies. I'm working one kid this week. He's at Man City one night, Man United the other night, and we're creating them. We mould them, and we should support them. And the FA to punish somebody, to criminalise him, to ostracise him, it's disgraceful. The FA should be on charges. We've got to support these people. We create them. They entertain. We create them as they are, and then we desert them. It's a disgrace.
Steve, 5-year-old Steve, I am astounded by that.
Well, Steve, I was going to say to you, mate, I said earlier on when I was a manager, I had a couple of cases of it, and one of the lads had something like, honestly, got 1,000 bets, and I saw all the bets, right? And I don't think one of them, believe it or not, I don't think one of them was more than £1. Right, so clearly it wasn't the financial thing, but it was more of a mental thing that he felt he had to bet. Yeah, and if you guys have done it, and if you listen to Paul Gascoigne, what Paul Gascoigne said, he said, when I was at Lazio, I'd play in front of 60,000 people on Saturday afternoon, then I'd go back to the flat, sit by myself. I might have Jimmy Five bellies with him, but he was lonely. So how can he get the same high? He gambles. And then that's what they do. And that's all it is. You're looking for the high. We've created the player that needs the high, and the high can come from gambling. It's not the amount they bet. You get the rush of betting £1 as much as you get off betting £1,000. It's the high. And we've got to. There is still not enough supporting for the players that we've moulded, and the players entertain, and the players that make big money for the clubs. They need more support from people like me. Every club should have an in-house counsellor, psychotherapist to work with the players. And all that happens when the FA smack this guy like this is everybody else with a problem runs for cover. We actually demonise it, we criminalise it, they run away.
I think you are right, because players will feel like, okay, I'm a footballer, I know what the results are going to be. I know that I'm going to put these 5 teams to beat these 5 teams, and it's the buzz. It's not the amount of money, because you can tell probably by the fine of 50,000 that he's probably not earned a lot of money off these bets. It's just the buzz of winning the bet. But I wanted to ask you, you worked in football clubs, so many football clubs. How much of an issue do you reckon it is in the dressing room still going on?
Big. I think, and the other area, which is a big area, is nothing to do with gambling, but is the use of the laughing gas, the balloons, crackers. That again, they can't be tested for it. But they're looking for highs all the time. We've created that. We put them in this cocoon. We put them in a bubble. But they're young guys. They want a bit of fun. They want to fill the time. We have to support them. I've worked with players in the last year where. A goalkeeper, before the game, he comes up to me, he says, Popey, he says, I need a bit of help here. I said, I've got the bailiffs after me. And this is he's in the warm-up, so I'm having to phone the bailiffs
Wow.
before the game. And he'd done the money on gambling. We had another player I worked with 10 years ago at half-time. Somebody seized his car back at half-time because of gambling.
Wow.
It's there, and we can't turn our back. We can't turn our backs. You guys now, you get a high from presenting one of the best radio shows in the world, yeah. And you guys will be on a high come 6 o'clock when the music starts. It was a long bit of music this morning, Mr. Brazil.
I was sitting here for 10 minutes waiting for someone.
But you know that buzz you get, and that's what and that's the buzz you crave, and we have to educate young footballers in that. You're gonna the buzz we want you to get on the field when you score the winning goal and knock Villa out the cup, you score that winning goal. That buzz you're going to look for in different ways, and we have to educate them and what's a good way and what's not a bad way. We have a moral, ethical duty to look after the footballers that we mould and create.
Steve,
and
just a quickie, because this is controversial as well, because football's surrounded by betting companies on the screens round the pitch, on the shirts. You know what I mean? How do you feel about that? Should that be diluted, or see? We're probably old school sitting here. Ali and I certainly are. Where your mother can't hold your hand all your life. You should know what you can afford and what you can't do. But some people are not as strong as that.
Well, I agree with that. But if we you guys have been through it again. In the football club, you're told when you train, where you go, what time the coach is, and so their only little bit of rebellion is a bit of gambling. But what I would say about gambling all around the pitch, gambling sponsorship, is that the FA should come seeking justice with clean hands. They're part of the cycle. Yeah.
Interesting. Steve, listen, thank you. Keep us in touch with all this.
Thank you, Steve.
Very
boys.
interesting
Great
indeed.
show.
I'm just really shocked that Steve, is talking about about kids at 5 and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Come, why can't we just leave our kids to grow up with their mates at school and let them be kids?
Yeah.
And then when they show a bit later on, maybe 8, 9, 10, then maybe talk to them about professional clubs and get them a little bit more professional. Not at 5.
No chance.
But do you think as well, guys, like you would have known players that went through it, sometimes when you finish training as a young footballer at 2021, sometimes it's boredom. I used to come home and get my laptop and play poker online and lose all sorts of it.
Is that right?
Lose all sorts, and I'd be like, I'll smash the laptop, then I'd go and get another laptop the next day. But I got out of it by the time I was 21. So I'd said to myself,
did you get out of it yourself, mate?
Yeah. I got out of it myself, and I was like, I'm not doing that anymore. But it's boredom. I was finishing training at 12,
Steve's
going
point.
home like, what can I do?
That's Steve's point, Gab.
And it wasn't about the money. It was like the buzz of winning. Didn't need the money because I was earning good money.
talkSPORT Breakfast with Alan Brazil. Thursday and Friday morning, 6 till 10. On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.